Hello, my friends. I am so excited to see you here today. Pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let's go on a journey together. Today, I am going to tell you a story. It's not just any story. It is a story that surrounds you every single day. You are touching it right now, maybe even wearing it. Yes, my friends, it is the story of your clothes. Have you ever thought about why we wear clothes? It seems simple, doesn't it? We wear them to stay warm. We wear them because it is what everyone does. But the story goes much deeper than that. Clothes are a reflection of us. They are about being human, being creative, and wanting to express ourselves. Thousands of years ago, the world was a very different place. Humans did not live in cities. They did not have walls, roofs, or warm beds. They lived outside, feeling the cold wind and the hot sun. Imagine yourself sitting by a fire during the Ice Age. It is freezing, your teeth are chattering, and your body is shivering. You do not have a coat, a jacket, or even a simple shirt. You only have your skin. Then, one day, a human sees an idea. They look at the animals. They see that animals stay warm because of their fur. And then it happens. Someone picks up the skin of a deer, wraps it around their body, and suddenly life feels easier. The wind does not hurt as much, the night does not feel as cold, and survival becomes possible. That, my friends, was the very first step in the story of clothes. It was not just about protection. Even in the beginning, clothes were about magic, power, and meaning. A hunter could wear the teeth of a lion to show bravery. A leader could wear a bird feather to show importance. Clothes told a story. They told the world who you were, what you believed in, and what your place in society was. Can you imagine that? Even before we had cities, schools, or books, humans were expressing themselves through what they wore. That desire to be special, to look different, to show who you are, is as old as humanity itself. Think about your favorite shirt. How does it make you feel? Strong? Beautiful? Confident? That feeling connects you to humans who lived thousands of years ago, sitting around fires, wrapping themselves in animal skins, decorating their bodies with bones, shells, and feathers. Clothes have always been more than fabric. They are a way to show the world our inner selves. As humans started to settle, build cities, and grow crops, the story of clothes changed. Imagine ancient Egypt under the bright sun beside the Nile River. The people there discovered a plant called flax. They turned it into linen, a beautiful, light fabric perfect for the hot weather. Most people wore white clothes to reflect the sun. Men wore simple skirts, and women wore long, straight dresses. But even then, people loved to decorate themselves. They wore gold necklaces, blue stones, and elaborate jewelry to show wealth and status. In nearby Greece and Rome, clothing became a clear sign of your social rank. Have you heard of the toga? It was a long piece of wool wrapped around the body, but only citizens could wear it. Purple was the most expensive color, and only leaders could wear it. Clothes were draped, not sewn, and they moved with the wind. A single piece of cloth could show if you were rich or poor, a king or a worker. People added shells, dyes, and gold to look dignified. And in a way, we are still doing the same thing today when we dress up for special occasions. Then came the Middle Ages, and everything changed again. The weather in Europe became colder, and people needed heavier clothes. Wool became king. Farmers wore heavy tunics, nobles wore bright colors made from expensive dyes, and women covered their hair with veils. There were even laws called sumptuary laws, telling people what they could or could not wear. Clothes were a way to separate classes, but even under strict rules, people found ways to be creative. Buttons were invented, Clothes could be fitted, and embroidery and ribbons added beauty to ordinary outfits. The human desire to be beautiful, to be creative, and to express identity through clothing was stronger than any law. Then came the Renaissance. Oh, the Renaissance was a time of color, art, and beauty. Clothes became art. Fabrics were soft, shiny, and expensive. Men wore puffed sleeves and short jackets called doublets. Women wore wide, heavy skirts, so big they could barely pass through a doorway. Fashion changed faster than ever before. If a king or queen wore something new, everyone wanted it. Travel and exploration brought new dyes and ideas from across the world, mixing cultures and styles. Clothes were no longer just for warmth. They showed wealth, travel, and taste. But there was a catch. All of this beauty took time. Dresses and garments were hand-sewn, often taking months to finish. Only the very wealthy could enjoy such luxury. Still, people were willing to wait, to dream, to create art with fabric. And then the Industrial Revolution came in the 1700s and 1800s. Everything changed. Machines replaced human hands. Factories could spin thread and weave cloth faster than ever before. Clothes could now be made in large numbers, in standard sizes, and sold in shops. For the first time, ordinary people could afford multiple outfits. They could dress well for work, for Sundays, for celebrations. But factories were dangerous, and many people, including children, worked long hours for little pay. The Industrial Revolution brought fashion to everyone, but it also changed how we see clothes. No longer precious or handmade, clothes became something to buy easily, wear, and replace. Shopping became exciting because there were so many options, and for the first time, regular people could follow fashion trends. The 20th century took fashion even faster. Styles changed every decade. Women moved out of long dresses and corsets and into practical clothing for work during World War I. The 1920s brought flappers with short hair and short dresses, shocking older generations. World War II forced people to make do and mend, while the 1950s returned to luxury and femininity. The 1960s brought youth culture and rebellion. Teenagers wanted their own look, miniskirts, bright colors, bold patterns. And jeans? Jeans went from workwear to a global symbol of freedom and coolness. Clothes became a way to show who we were, what we liked, and where we belonged. Fashion became a voice. And then globalization arrived. Clothes traveled the world. The cotton in your shirt might come from India, the fabric woven in China, the design from Italy, and the sewing done in Vietnam. People began wearing the work of the whole world. Ready-to-wear clothing made us feel like one big human family, but it also brought fast fashion. Stores brought cheap new styles every week. Clothes were worn a few times and thrown away, harming the planet and exploiting workers. But the story doesn't end there. Sustainable fashion is growing. People are buying less, choosing better materials, thrifting, repairing, and treating clothes with respect. Every choice we make changes the story. Every stitch, every purchase, every action matters. And my friends, we have only just begun this journey. The story of clothes will continue into the future with smart textiles, personalized 3D printed clothing, and endless new ways to express ourselves. But no matter what changes, the heart of clothing remains the same. Clothes are about who we are, how we feel, and how we connect with the world. Let's start in the 20th century, when fashion began to change faster than ever before. Imagine living in the 1900s. At the start of the century, women wore long, tight dresses, sometimes with corsets that squeezed their bodies. Life was formal, and every garment showed social class. Then World War I happened. Men went to fight, and women had to work in offices, factories, and farms. They needed clothes that allowed them to move. Skirts became shorter, dresses became simpler, and comfort became just as important as style. By the 1920s, the world exploded with change. Young women, called flappers, cut their hair short and wore dresses above the knee. They wanted freedom. They wanted to dance. They wanted to show the world that life could be fun and full of expression. Can you imagine the shock this caused for older generations? They could not believe their eyes. Fashion became more than just clothes. It became a statement, a voice, and even a rebellion. Then came the 1930s and 1940s. World War II brought scarcity. Fabric was limited, and people had to make do and mend. Clothes were patched, reused, and recycled. It was a time when everyone learned the value of what they wore. After the war, in the 1950s, the world wanted beauty and luxury again. Women wore full skirts, soft fabrics, and everything felt elegant. But the 1960s were when young people changed everything. Teenagers wanted their own style. Miniskirts, bright colors, psychedelic patterns, and bold choices became symbols of freedom. Jeans went from being work pants for miners and cowboys to a global symbol of coolness and rebellion. Think about that for a second. One simple pair of pants connected millions of people around the world. Fashion became not just about clothes, but about identity, voice, and culture. Then came the 1930s and 1940s. World War II brought scarcity. Fabric was limited, and people had to make do and mend. Clothes were patched, reused, and recycled. It was a time when everyone learned the value of what they wore. After the war, in the 1950s, the world wanted beauty and luxury again. Women wore full skirts, soft fabrics, and everything felt elegant. But the 1960s were when young people changed everything. Teenagers wanted their own style. Miniskirts, bright colors, psychedelic patterns, and bold choices became symbols of freedom. Jeans went from being work pants for miners and cowboys to a global symbol of coolness and rebellion. Think about that for a second. One simple pair of pants connected millions of people around the world. Fashion became not just about clothes, but about identity, voice, and culture. The 1970s and 1980s continued this trend. Fashion exploded with diversity. People were inspired by music, movies, and street culture. Punk rock brought ripped jeans, leather jackets, and safety pins as a statement. Disco made glitter, sequins, and shine popular. Hip-hop started influencing fashion in cities with oversized jackets, sneakers, and gold chains. Every style told a story. Clothes were no longer just about social rank, they were about personal expression. Have you ever looked at old photos of your parents or grandparents? Their clothes tell a story of the time they lived in. Fashion is a time machine. It shows us history in threads and colors. Then, globalization changed everything. Clothes began to travel more than people. The cotton in your t-shirt might have been grown in India, woven in China, designed in Italy, and sewn in Vietnam. Fashion became global. You could wear a jacket inspired by Japan, shoes from France, and a bag from Africa. Ready-to-wear clothing made everyone look similar in a way, but it also connected the world. Social media, television, and now the internet made fashion instant. A trend could start in Seoul in the morning and be seen in New York by evening. Fashion became faster, louder, and more democratic. But with this speed came a problem: fast fashion. Fast fashion is when stores bring in new styles every single week. Clothes are cheap, exciting, and tempting. You buy a shirt for just a few dollars, wear it a couple of times, and throw it away. It seems harmless, but the impact is huge. Every year, millions of tons of clothes end up in landfills. Factories producing cheap clothes often pay workers very little, and conditions are unsafe. Making clothes consumes water, energy, and chemicals. Fast fashion looks fun, but it has a hidden cost for both humans and the planet. Have you ever looked at your closet and thought, "I have so many clothes, but nothing feels special"? Fast fashion gives us more, but it also takes something away: value, meaning, and connection to the story of clothes. But my friends, the story doesn't end there. There is hope. A movement called sustainable fashion is growing stronger every day. People are saying, I want to buy less, but buy better. They are choosing organic fabrics, secondhand clothing, and vintage items. Thrifting has become a treasure hunt. You never know what hidden gem you might find: a jacket with a story, a shirt from decades ago, or a pair of shoes that were carefully crafted by someone far away. Many people are learning to slow down, mend their clothes, and treat them with care. Instead of throwing away a shirt with a missing button, they sew it back on. Every action, every choice becomes part of the story. What if we all started asking not how cheap is this, but who made this? Clothes are no longer just fabric. They are a reflection of values, care, and human connection. Now, let's think about the future of clothing. Science and technology are opening doors we could only dream about. Imagine a shirt that changes color with your mood, a jacket that charges your phone while you walk, clothes made from mushrooms, pineapple leaves, or recycled plastic, clothes that are soft, durable, and eco-friendly. Scientists are working on personalized clothing, 3D printing garments that fit your body perfectly. No more small, medium, or large, just you. Even with all this innovation, the heart of the story remains the same. Clothes are about feeling, identity, and storytelling. They protect us, comfort us, and show the world who we are. Think about the first time you wore a beautiful dress or a suit, or the pajamas that made you feel safe and warm. Clothes are more than material. They are memory, emotion, and history. And here is something to think about. Every time you choose what to wear, you continue the story. You are part of this long human journey, from animal skins in the Ice Age to the digital, global, and sustainable fashion of today. Every stitch, every purchase, every repair carries meaning. Every choice can make the world cleaner, fairer, and more connected. So, next time you put on a shirt, think about the thousands of years of creativity behind it. Think about the weavers, the tailors, the designers, the dreamers who made fashion what it is today. Think about your choices and how they shape the future. This is the magic of clothing, the story of who we are, who we have been, and who we want to be. Imagine a world where your clothes are more than just fabric. Scientists are already creating smart textiles, clothes that can do things we used to see only in movies. What if your shirt could change color depending on your mood, or your jacket could charge your phone as you walk down the street? Clothes could monitor your health, keep you warm or cool automatically, and even adjust themselves to fit perfectly. Some fabrics are being made from mushrooms, pineapple leaves, or recycled plastic, which means we can create beauty without harming our planet. Can you imagine wearing a jacket that is made entirely from recycled materials, but looks more stylish than anything you've ever seen? This is not the future. It is happening right now, and we are all part of it. Another exciting trend is personalized clothing. In the near future, a machine could scan your body and 3D print a shirt that fits you perfectly. No more small, medium, or large, just your size. Every stitch made for your body. Imagine the comfort, the confidence, and the creativity this can bring. Fashion will become more personal than ever before. Each outfit could tell the story of you, your style, your personality, your values. The connection between clothes and identity, which started thousands of years ago, will continue to grow stronger. Clothes will be more than fashion. They will be a way to express your story to the world. But even with all this amazing technology, the heart of clothes remains the same as it has always been. Clothes are about how we feel. Remember the first time you wore something special? A new school uniform, a suit, or a dress for a party? That feeling of pride, confidence, or happiness connects us across thousands of years. Just like those first humans by the fire, we still use clothes to express ourselves, to communicate without words, and to feel human. Every time we wear something, we are joining a story that began long before us. It is the story of creativity, imagination, survival, and love. And my friends, here is the part that makes you special. Every choice you make in fashion is a choice about the world you want to live in. Do you want fast, cheap, and wasteful clothes that harm the planet and exploit workers? Or do you want to support sustainable fashion, repair old clothes, buy second-hand, and make every piece count? Your choices matter. When you pick a t-shirt made from organic cotton, or a jacket from a local designer, or even mend your favorite jeans instead of throwing them away, you are shaping the story of clothes. You are connecting the past, the present, and the future. This is power that every one of us has. Let's take a moment and think about the journey of your own clothes. The cotton, the thread, the dye, the design, the sewing, the shops, the buyers, and finally you. Every piece is connected to millions of people and thousands of years of human history. From hunters wearing animal skins to teenagers wearing blue jeans, from kings draping silk to designers using smart textiles, the story of clothes has always been about creativity, expression, and human connection. You are part of this story every time you put on your clothes. Every outfit tells a story, every stitch has a history, and every choice creates a future. So, my friends, what can you do today? Start small. Fix that missing button. Donate clothes you no longer wear. Explore second-hand shops. Learn about the people who make your clothes. Respect the fabrics and the time it takes to make them. And dream. Dream about what your clothes could be. Because in the end, the story of clothes is the story of humanity itself. Our struggles, our triumphs, our creativity, and our care for the planet and for each other. Every time we choose, we continue this story. As we finish our journey today, I want you to remember this. You are not just wearing clothes. You are wearing a masterpiece of human history. You are carrying creativity, innovation, and love on your body. From the first fire-lit skins to 3D printed personalized outfits, you are part of something much bigger than yourself. Every stitch, every fold, every choice matters. So next time you get dressed, think of the story you are telling the world. And remember, fashion is not just about looking good. It is about feeling good, being kind, and expressing who you are. Thank you for walking through history with me today. Thank you for learning the story of clothes, for exploring thousands of years of human creativity, and for thinking about the future. Together, we can honor the past, enjoy the present, and create a brighter, more beautiful, and fairer future through the choices we make with our clothes. Stay warm, stay creative, stay thoughtful, and most importantly, stay yourself. Because your story, your choices, and your style matter.